What's going on, beautiful people? Daniel Medyar in the building. And today we're going to go through a topic: what attracts women to men? That seems to be a topic that's misunderstood in the society, where it's very simple. When you understand the God-given energy, the masculine energy and the feminine energy, and how do they support each other, and how they synchronize and create a beautiful yin and yang circle, where they're communicating nicely and everything is harmony, you will understand that attraction is very simple and easy, but you gotta know the principles. And today in 7 points, we're gonna talk about the principles, what attracts women to men. If you don't stick to these 7 principles, you have almost no chance of maintaining your relationship long term or attracting a woman. You might end up in a short-term chaotic relationship that's going to eventually end. Remember, the chances of a successful marriage in 2026 are lower than the unsuccessful. Okay? The divorce rate is about 56%, and about 75% of divorces are filed by women. So, what makes these women not being attracted to the men anymore? We're going to break it down in 7 steps today. Step number 1, polarity. The most important one, the masculine and the feminine polarity, the contrast. The core tension that creates desire. All the psychological level, polarity is the emotional and behavioral contrast that generates sexual and romantic interests. Okay, so the woman is naturally attracted to the strong masculine energy, and the man is naturally attracted to the soft and emotional energy of a woman. Now, what do these energies mean? Masculine energy is a direction, stability, protection, certainty, mission. Okay? So the masculine energy by God, designed by the God, is the one that is building the imperium. It's a conqueror. It's a protector. It's someone who is stable in the center of his emotions, who doesn't get thrown off by the challenges of life, who can maintain logic and rationality even under high emotions. Even when he feels an urge to react emotionally, he's going to suppress that urge and he's going to stay logical. This is masculine energy by design. Now, feminine energy is expression, communication, feelings, emotions, intuition, and retentional flow. What that means is that a woman naturally views the world through the eyes of emotions. Man views the world through logic and rationality. A woman views the world through her emotions. So women will naturally react to the situations more emotionally, and they need these emotions to be organized. The woman is the weather that constantly changes the emotions, and the man is emotional stable mountain. And when a woman finds a man who is emotionally stable and who doesn't get thrown off by her emotions, this generates attraction. She wants to be around because she is looking for her stable mountain to organize her own chaos. In 99% of the cases, woman is not looking for the advice. She just wants to be heard and understood. That's it. She wants you to handle her emotions, not to solve them. Now, the step number 2, emotional safety creates openness. Polarity alone doesn't work unless a woman feels emotionally safe. What does that mean? She won't be judged for her emotions. Okay, when a woman speaks her emotions to you, you just listen and you're trying to gain the perspective of understanding. You're trying to come from the position where you understand why she feels the way she feels. You do not judge her feelings at all. As soon as the woman senses the judgment, she will emotionally close herself and she won't say a word. She won't be controlled. No human being is designed to be controlled or locked up in a cage. So every human is designed to express the feelings as they momentarily feel. And a woman always communicates her momentarily feelings. So how she feels at 4 p.m. doesn't determine how she's going to feel at 6 p.m. If she hates you in the morning, she can easily love you 6 hours later. Her emotions are not a burden, so don't make her feel like her emotions are a burden on your shoulders. That it bothers you that she constantly wants to talk, she wants to talk what she feels, what she saw. You know, when a woman is truly in love, she will constantly communicate every single emotion to you. She will seek your presence and attention. She will come up to you and talk to you about everything she saw, she experienced at work. She will send you 3-4 reels a day on Instagram. If she considers them funny, the first thing she's going to think about, oh, he would laugh too. So she's going to send it over to you. Don't make it feel like she's a burden, okay? And step number 3 is reading and responding to her emotional state. Women feel attraction when a man is attuned and he notices her tone, mood, micro-expressions, or facial expressions, boundaries, etc. So adjust your behavior based on the context. Know when to lead and when to give space. This is a communicational skill. When a woman talks to you about her emotions, you will know, based on really basic skills in the communication, when it's a good time to speak and when it's a good time to be quiet. Most of the time, man, just shut up. Just listen, maintain eye contact, let a woman speak. She is there for you to handle her emotions, not to solve them. So 25 minutes later into a conversation, you were quiet the whole time and she's going to say, oh my God, I'm so glad we talked about it. And you were quiet the whole time, okay? And you pretty much served your purpose. She feels emotionally safe. She wasn't judged. You came from a perspective of hearing her and understanding her. And now she feels calm and secure, okay? So this is when you actually feel out when it's a good time to be quiet and when it's a good time to speak. If she stops with her monologue and she's looking in your eyes and she's waiting for a response, that's when it's a good time for you to engage yourself in a conversation. If she is fluent in her flow, don't interrupt it, let her speak. That's the intelligence between letting her speak and knowing when to be quiet and knowing when to talk. That's very attractive as well. Now, respond instead of reaction. Response over reaction. So always stay logical and rational. Don't react based on your emotions. If she says something that upsets you, if she says something that doesn't align with you, don't react to it explosively, but be logical and give her a logical and rational explanation, okay? Remember, the most attractive thing on man is to be in the center of his emotions. He doesn't get thrown off by emotions of women. That's what women love. Number 4, self-respect and boundaries. Structure is deeply masculine, okay? So you have to know what you allow other people to do to you and how you allow the world in general to communicate to you and what you don't allow. You know what's black and what's white. You know what you want, what you don't want. You know whether you want it hot or cold. You're decisive, you're structured, you have boundaries and you have self-respect. Hence, everybody else must respect you as well. This is also very attractive about the masculine energy, and a woman will be attracted to that. Nobody can wipe the floor with this man, not even her. You will set the boundaries for her. Let's say you get in an argument with a woman and she's speaking her emotions intensively. That's not a problem. You let her speak. She crosses the boundary by throwing things, by cussing you out, by yelling, screaming, being absolutely chaotic. You immediately set the boundaries and the consequences will hit her from her head to her toes. What does that mean? In most of the cases, you just walk away, you take your presence away, because the fastest way to gain somebody's attention is to take your attention away. Now, if she goes brutally chaotic, you leave the house or you kick her out of the house. That's that simple. Pack up your stuff and go. I'm not tolerating this bullshit. And this is how she's going to quickly realize your boundaries are very strong and the consequences are brutal. You have to set, that's the thing about the boundaries, you have to set the boundaries with women from the beginning. So later on, you don't have to drop a nuclear weapon on your relationship. Like, that's what I deal with in my professional life, is people and men let it go way too far. They never set the boundaries, and women were constantly testing, because they are designed to test your boundaries, and men were failing and failing, so women were naturally frustrated that they are led by a weak man. And eventually, man had to drop the bomb on the relationship, kick her out of the house, divorce, separate the children, no contact, etc. Separate the finances, just absolute mess, okay? You don't want to get there. So that's why you want to set the boundaries in the beginning. How do you start setting the boundaries to women? You just simply know what you want and you say no to things that you don't want. You're not afraid to say no. That is one of the first steps how you set the boundaries, and it will exactly tell the woman where they are. Number 5, emotional leadership, not control but direction. Women are drawn to men who can hold emotional tension without collapsing. Again, center of the emotions. So when you are a man, that's really in his alpha state of energy, you're always going to feel because you're a human. But what separates you from being alpha male and a beta male is that as an alpha male, you suppress these emotions and you don't react to what you feel. You wait and you come back to this situation later when the emotion is gone and you finally get the mind clarity and you can respond logically and rationally so you achieve the best outcome. When a man reacts under high emotion, it's always the dumbest decision he ever made. Like the conclusion of the situation will be idiotic, okay? And later on, the man's gonna regret it. So when you get emotionally skilled, you'll learn how to suppress these emotions. You're aware of it. Your ego wants to step up. Your ego wants to defend itself, but you suppress it and you wait for the mind clarity. That's very attractive. When a woman sees that you just haven't betrayed, or you just have been stolen from, or whatever happened, and you always maintain the center, she knows it upsets you, but you don't react upon it, she will find it very attractive. So staying calm during conflict, for example, is another thing. When you're in an argument with her, and you're internally upset and pissed, you don't react upon it, even when she's upset, even when she gets out of her way, she still respects you for not matching her emotions. The man cannot afford to match women's emotions ever. You don't get to match her emotions and be like two 17-year-old kids on a period, okay? So when a woman is chaotic, the man never joins the chaotic energy. He stays in the center of his emotions. And even when a woman is chaotic and speaking her emotions intensively, she deeply respects you for how stable you are. Now, remaining decisive under pressure, that pretty much relates to the previous point we just talked about. You can make rational, logical decisions when you're under high pressure, when the emotion is really high, but you still make a logical decision of not reacting upon that emotion. Bringing clarity when she is overwhelmed. Now, when woman is chaotic, you navigate her outside of the chaos. Come here. Why? Because you are the stable mountain. When a woman is chaotic about whatever situation at work happened, whatever in life happened, you navigate her outside of the chaos towards yourself into the peace and calm. That is very attractive for a woman because now she feels safe and protected because her emotions are chaos and you are stabilizing her emotions, bringing her back to peace. Number 6, allow in space the push and pull mechanism of attraction. Feminine desire grows in space, not proximity. Psychologically, lack of pressure equals she can fantasize. Okay, so this is very important because attraction breeds for women in the space. When she can think about you and you're not present. When she can actually fantasize what the relationship would be like, what sex would be like with you in the beginning stages, you allow her to enter the state of fantasies. Most men fail here tremendously because they constantly blow up women's phone, they constantly call them, they constantly text them good morning, good night, taking pictures of what they ate for lunch. They over-communicate an interest. Hence, the woman cannot enter that space of fantasy. That can only happen when a man is not present. So that's why it is crucial to understand the push and pull mechanism, okay? When you see her, you create a very, very good impression and then you let her think about it. Space, she can move towards you voluntarily. It always has to be a woman's idea to be with you in a relationship. Remember, her idea is a lot better than yours, always. So by her thinking about you and generating this attraction within, in the quiet, she will actually start thinking about a relationship with you and she will come to you at her own pace. Don't pressure her. Don't make her feel like she needs to commit to the relationship she's not ready for. Because that's what men do. They put a lot of pressure on women and then women run away because they feel like they need to commit to something they're not ready for. Now, scarcity, she reevaluates your value when the scarcity happens. Now, this is a basic human psychology, okay? What's rare, it's valuable. So when you're constantly available, constantly talking to her on the phone, you become an emotional tampon. You will hear all of her problems and then she's going to sleep with the neighbor who's not available. Now, the same thing applies to the diamonds or gold. It's rare, that's why we value it. That's why we appreciate it. So you can apply pretty much the same mechanism to human attraction as well. Now, there has to be a strategic distance, push and pull. So you have to know when it's a good time to come closer and when it's a good time to pull back, okay? And when a woman had enough space for her to think about you, she will start reaching out to you. That's the whole point. Create enough good impressions that a woman will actually start reaching out to you. Because the dynamic really only works between men and women when women are chasing men, not the other way around. Men chasing women, women run away. When a woman chases the man and she starts reaching out and liking every single post and commenting every story you post and giving heart emojis and laughing emojis on everything you do online, that's how she is pretty much communicating, hey, I'm here, notice me, take me out, I want to see you, etc. So that's when you react on it because she had enough space to think about you. She's absolutely attracted to you. So that's when you offer a date and you take her out. Okay, so you can't just leave her in the space because she's going to feel like you're not interested at all. And the best way to know when it's a good time to reach out to a woman is when she's actually reaching out first. That's when you offer a date. You don't spend tons of time talking to her in the messages, tons of time talking to her on the phone, etc. No, that's how you're going to become the best gay friend. You will offer a date. No contact, well, that's a brutal strategy. I mean, usually with my clients, I use no contact as a nuclear weapon when they haven't set boundaries for years and years and years, and now the woman is absolutely chaotic and disrespectful and literally hates the man. So that's when the man has to kick her out of the house, put her in a no contact to make her understand what she had. And it works like a clockwork, but ideally you don't really want to go to no contact and you want to set the boundaries early on so the relationship actually grows in the right way. And not over pursuing or over communicating interest. As I said, you got to understand the push and pull game. Okay, you can't always be present because that's how the woman knows she has you. And then she's looking from the throne down below at her servant and she's deciding if she wants this servant. That's not the dynamic where the attraction is bred. Now the last step, reward loop, desire reinforces attraction once initiated. When polarity, safety, and space align, a woman begins to invest her time and energy. So this is actually when a woman is pursuing you, when all these steps have been followed, then she will initiate meetings, she will initiate romantic conversations, sexual conversations, she will initiate kisses, she wants to be touchy and all that stuff, right? Then she will flirt, so now she understands that your relationship is developing more and on a deeper level than just a friendship, okay? It's more on that romantic level. She will be open emotionally and she will seek your attention. She will want to be close to you. So when a woman is becoming open with her emotions to you, she is building emotional security. At that point, your responsibility is to hear her, understand her, and do not judge her emotions by any means. The more she's going to talk, the more attracted to you she's going to feel because you're the one stabilizing her chaos, organizing her chaos. You are her stable mountain. So when that happens to you with a coworker and she tells you all of her problems, she subconsciously, she doesn't even know about it, but she will build attraction towards you. So these were the 7 steps. When you stick to this, guys, this works like a clockwork. This is not a red pill bullshit. This is actually how psychologically people respond to each other, how they attract each other. And this is a method that when you apply it, it's going to work. I'll see you in the next video.